any advice for depression? Typically, if you have like a depression, filling it in with like dirt. Like that's what I do. I have this depression in my yard and I put a bunch of dirt in it.
What?
And that helped kind of level the ground out there. Oh, you're talking about a different type of depression. Sorry, that was a bad joke. I couldn't resist. I thought it was a good joke. But,
fair enough.
I know what you mean. Forgive me. I know that was everybody's like half the people were like, "What the muffin?" Yeah, depression means like if you have like a place of level ground and then you have like a little divot in it, that's called a depression. Anyway, sorry. The only reason I brought that up is because I have a depression in my yard I need to take care of that currently has leaves in it. So that's just something I've got to do. Anyway, sorry. So you just made me think of that. All jokes aside, honestly, I think humor is a great way. So really with depression, there's a bunch of reasons for depression. Some of them are biochemical. One big piece of advice I always try to give people is make sure you're getting all your vitamins and minerals. If your body is out of whack in terms of like your chemical balance, that can have a larger effect on your mood than a lot of people realize. So like, especially during winter time, a lot of people feel really out of whack because they aren't getting enough vitamin D. So make sure you're like going outside, or if you aren't getting enough vitamin D, you're getting like sunlight, etc. During the winter time, that's more common. So something to keep in mind on that note. But anyway, just food for thought. Little bit of advice for you. But so really it depends on what's causing your depression. I would also advise you, there's a multitude of things. So no one piece of advice is going to solve everything. But I would encourage you with this. Make sure it's like, depending on what it is there something that's causing it? Are you particularly stressed / anxious about something? That might be something to look into, figuring out something you can address so that you can address that. You follow me? If you're not, and you just feel like you're depressed for no reason, I don't know. It very much depends, is essentially what I'm saying. General rule of thumb, I would offer you a word of encouragement, right? Is just to keep in mind that life in general is full of, ups and downs, right? And it's entirely possible you're just going through a time period in your life where you're just going to feel a little bit more down. A lot of people feel that way during the winter, though, because they don't get enough sunlight. And it makes them feel a little funky. I would just advise you to think on it and just keep in mind that no matter where you're at in your life, right? If you're in a particularly spicy or bad time, just keep in mind that it is not permanent and you are going to make it through it. Okay, whatever the situation is not permanent. Okay, and you will be able to make it through whatever difficulties life throws at you, and just keep telling yourself that. Okay, that's really all I can offer you. I can give general advice and I can offer you words of encouragement, which I just know you can do it. You can make it through it, whatever the problem is. Okay, nothing is impossible or insurmountable or unbearable. Okay, I believe in you. All right, so just know you have at least one supporter on the battlefield, and I'm sure you have more. Just something to keep in mind. You've got people who love you and care about you, so keep your spirits up, okay, you little muffin head. But keep in mind, it's okay to feel down in the dumps. There are times when I just feel depressed, right? And I've had times where I just felt down in the dumps for a while, right? And I didn't necessarily know why. And that's just life. Life is like that. Remember, we're little, we're animals essentially, right? So we're very much tied a lot to our body chemistry, right? How we feel a lot of times can be determined by the fact that, hey, you woke up and you didn't eat your Frosted Flakes this morning, right? Or something like that. Obviously, that's an exaggeration, but it is a reality to a certain degree. Never underestimate the biological causes. Could be you're just not getting enough vitamins. I'm not saying that's 100% the case. I would definitely look into it because there is a high correlation, especially to people who spend winter time. A lot of people start feeling like they're in a funk. Die! Everyone die!
On the depression topic, I would also recommend therapy. Always good to get and how do I put this? Like a more specific idea of what's going on and medical treatment for it, if possible.
Again, it's anything you're dealing with, right, has a cause, and the causes can vary, right? So it's like saying, think about it like this. It's like saying, my house is filling up with water, right? You've recognized a problem. Something is not as it should be. What is the cause, right? And what is the solution to remedying that cause? Okay? You might be on the journey to discover the cause and the solution, whatever you need to do. So just something to keep in mind. I offer you words of encouragement, though, and just keep your spirits up, okay, to the best that you can. And also keep in mind that it's okay if that's difficult, or if, when I say keep your spirits up, I'm not saying force yourself to feel happy. Though, I will say, one of the things I will say, here's something to keep in mind, okay? This is just general advice from my own perspective. Feel free to take it or leave it. I offer this up to anyone who it may be helpful to. Sometimes in my life, I have been really down in the dumps, right? Feeling like my life just sucks for whatever reason or another, and just been really stressed or anxious or sad or depressed or upset, whatever, right? And here's something interesting. A lot of times when I've just really sat there and tried to look at my life from a different perspective and think about all of the great things going on in my life, all of the good things, all the blessings and things that I can, that I should be appreciative of to one degree or another. When I've changed the way I'm looking at my life and stopped looking at it from a negative perspective, but tried looking at it from a positive perspective and think, wow, I truly am blessed to be where I'm at, to be, maybe you're relatively healthy or whatever. Maybe you've got certain things going for you, even though there may be bad stuff going on too. When you try and look at things from another perspective, I've found that sometimes that has really benefited me and helped me, right? So again, it really depends on where you're at in your life, what's going on, what you're dealing with. But I would encourage you that this is sort of a crass way to put it, but there is this phrase, someone always has it better and someone always has it worse, right? No matter what's going on in your life, right? It could always be worse. No, that's not a very fun way to look at things, but it is a sort of a real kind of way to look at it. I don't know. I'm just kind of generally speaking right now. So if I had to sum it up, because I am kind of rambling and I want what I'm saying to make a little bit of sense at least, is just keep in mind, looking at the things in your life and trying to look at what's happening in your life from a more positive perspective may help you. Again, advice is like a tool in a toolbox, right? You carry all these different methods and things you can do to handle different situations around with you in a little tool belt, right? And you may pull one thing out for a certain situation that you may not pull out for another situation. You follow me? And I think, so I try and give as many little tips and tricks as I can, because even if something doesn't work for you, it might work for somebody else. You feel me? So if I say something that really doesn't sound like it applies to your situation, that's fine. it might apply to someone else's situation. And even if it doesn't benefit you or me, maybe there's someone out there who it'll make sense to and it'll work. So anyway, just thought I'd throw that out. Hopefully that helps. I'm too used of negativity bad. I can't stop it. You need to start here. If you're too used to negativity, I'm a bit of an apathetic muffin to a certain degree. So here's a way that I would combat that. Start looking, force yourself to look at the good in things. I'll give you an example, right? Let's say there's a TV show, right, that you hate. And you just love to be a negative person and hate on stuff. Start thinking about the positives, right? If you have someone in your life who you don't like, think about what is something good about this person, right? What's something they're good at, right? Start looking for things to be thankful for and say nice things about. And that can help with that negative mindset. Okay, I want to clarify. Don't misinterpret what I said earlier as, if you're depressed, make sure you just take vitamins and minerals. No, that's not what I was saying. But some people who are experiencing depression are feeling it because they are lacking certain vitamins, okay? Do your own research on that, okay? Or talk to a doctor, okay? Some people have vitamin deficiencies, and so because of that, they feel funky, and that leads them to feeling depressed, okay? I wasn't giving I'm not giving a blanket statement. If you're feeling depressed, just all you gotta do is drink water. Water cures depression. Didn't you know that? When I'm feeling depressed, I just eat popcorn and solves it. Anyway, I know no one was actually thinking that I was saying that, but just a heads up. So anyway.